Transition. Hello, everybody, and apologies for my mic filter not working. Stupid software here. All right. Oh, sorry about that. My mic was mute. Why was my mic muted? You know how many times I didn't realize to start a live stream and my mic was muted? It's too many times. Let me just tell you that. All right, so this window, I'll just hide the desktop for now. Yeah, so there we go. Display capture. There we go. All right, we got a nice little window there. All right, so yeah, let me just quickly find a project that I want to show off at the start of today's live stream. Let's see if I'm looking for a backup of it. Might not have a backup of it. Okay, interesting. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just open up an old copy of it. Let's see here. Got that one. Yeah, okay, we'll just, so always make sure you back up your game, your code, your project, somewhere online, somewhere where you know where it is. So, yeah. All right, let's see here. There we go. Okay. Let me put up some nice music. Just a disclaimer, this music is not in any way affiliated with Quantonium as an entity. Quantonium as an entity is an actual thing, or will be, properly. Alright, there we go. Going back with the SimCity music from last time. Hopefully, so a little bit of context. Here we go. Yeah, that's the one I want. Alright, so a little bit of what's going on right now. So as part of Quantonium, what am I doing? So yeah, as part of Quantonium, we are developing a project. The laser tag game, I believe I might have mentioned it once or twice before. That's going on full swing pretty much. Yeah, and I think actually we're gonna get somebody to join us real quick, if you don't mind. Sorry guys, I'm looking at a little Discord message. And now I'm transferring a project over. I guess we can sort of go over what we've done last time. Real quick, I'll show the desktop again. There we go. Yeah, so this is it. No, I'm kidding. This is our main menu map. We haven't done the main menu yet. What we have done is this test map here. So it's currently untextured, but we have a little basic cube. We have nothing else really in it, so we'll hopefully be working on this later tonight. I can't speak. So that's done. Okay, so let me open that up real quick. It's hiding and showing. Is it instant? Yeah, it is instant. Okay, huh? Alright. Here we go, boy. That's a lot of stuff. Let's do... Actually, I'm going to show this off. So, when you open up an Unreal Engine project, it shows like the name of the file. So, what I did was I created multiple uproject files. Let's see here. Let's open up one of the uproject files. So this is what a uproject file contains, pretty much. Just like a list of the plugins that are in use. Some info about like target platforms, but also the engine version. So this was made last in 5.1. Let me check if there's any 5.0. I mean, check if there's any updated version. It was originally made 4.27 because this was back in 2021. Unreal Engine 5 was still sort of experimental. So that's an even older version. So I'll open up this version here, and then I'll just convert in place. Really? Yeah, disable it. I don't need the bridge plugin. Quick's a bridge. We've been having some issues recently with that. Alright, so yeah, well, that just opens up. I'm gonna turn my mic a little bit. Looking low compared to the nice background sound. Here's the audio sync. Oh, wonderful. Yep. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Asus. Update all. Don't even need this for their AI audio thing. It's probably gonna have me restart as well. Alright. Hopefully, once that gets downloaded, it'll filter out some of that background noise, because there is background noise on my mic right now. Anyways, that's apart from the point. So here we go. We're at the compile shaders step. The infamous compiling shaders for Unreal Engine. I'm gonna open up Task Manager here and show you what this sort of looks like in terms of when it's all working properly. So here's my CPU right here. As you can see, all the cores are utilized right now. So if you're on this step and at any time in Unreal Engine, working on your game and whatnot, and the cores aren't all utilized like at all, then there could be some issue, really. I'm gonna join, and if you do have such an issue, let's join. Do I have voice channels set up on my Discord server? Oh, I have one person voice channel. I have a general chat. Go with the discuss. Start this stage. That music is annoying. Alright, so here we go. You can always go into here and put something out for the help. Yeah, ignore that post. Anyways, so yeah. That's my Discord. Discord link is right there. Pointing at the Rails hub to the webcam. Alright, so let's continue on while that opens up. Get some work in progress done on here. 1 second while I... Hold on. Uh-oh, that's not good. Hold on. Alright, so yeah, there we go. Just helping out somebody in terms of Project Laser Tag. Alright, here we go. So, we're having trouble syncing. What? No way. Yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter. So yeah, alright. I'm gonna turn on this secondary display over here that I got. The more displays you got, the better. Nah, if you got one display, it can probably work out fine, but just good for organization. Of course, you can't see the multiple displays that I have open. And of course, Discord can't see at all the multiple displays because I haven't turned that on. So let's see here. Share your screen. Let me. Hold on. Let me just. Okay. There we go. Alright, yeah, so this, 1 second while my computer lags out. Okay, there we go. Full screen projector. So, we are going to... Oh, yes, that'll work. I'm going to go back to Discord. 1 second. There we go. Okay, gotta stretch when you're sitting down for long times. Make sure you keep those good ergonomics. Alright, here we go. Screens. Screen. Oh, that's not confusing at all. Oh, wow, that's also... You know, it'll work. Alright. Okay, so this was sort of figuring out how the movement works. That's right, yeah. Alright, so this is still opening up. That's almost done. Alright, that's good, that's good. So if we click play here, there we go. We got something that's not working. That's because we were trying out replication. So let's switch it back here. If we go to net mode standalone, then we're no longer replicating. And, yes, it still doesn't work. What? Okay, that's something that we need to start debugging right now. Making sure that it works consistently. So I go back to play as client, click play. Not a good idea. That not a good reason. What? You know, whatever. All right, let's debug this. So going up, opening up our base player that we made last time. Here we go. So quick reminder that we are using the enhanced input, and as you saw, the input at least worked. So we have that. All right. So let's see. Let's review what the code does here. So when we press an input action, it will add input. It will call this function here. This will be called on the server side, and it will be reliably called. As you saw, we saw the print method going. So we can safely assume that this runs appropriately. What I think might be the issue here is with this function right here. So the add movement input seems to not be working. Let me look, hold on. Add input. Okay. Alright, a little more going on here. So add input, that definitely gets called. Also over here, so we have a little bit of code. We're going to delete this because that's bad. We're going to use has authority. So switch has authority. This will essentially be either if it's a server or if it's like you're playing single player, pretty much. So this right here actually enables the player to pretty much move. Without this code, then we'll just be queuing up all this movement input and then nothing will really happen. So that could be an issue that we might have had. Let's see if it does anything different. Nope. Okay. What about if we switch it over to standalone? So if we switch it to standalone, nothing, huh? Yeah, that finished. Is my mic still working? My mic's still working. Alright. Audio. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's real good. Alright, where's the sound mapper input? Oh, wow, it didn't do anything. Okay. Let me check my OBS settings real quick. Okay, that's good. Alright, whatever. That doesn't matter. So that's still going. I think the number was lower before, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but whatever. Yeah, so getting the movement working. So let's check here. Let's check our replication settings for our pawn. So search up replication. Here we go. We have replicate movement. All right. And we have it replicating. Okay. All right. Let's check out the debugger. So we sort of showed this off last week. Let's go into our server mode. So play as client here. And go back to play. Then we select our debug options. So if we look at the client here, here we go. This is our client version of the game. And since we are not the authority during the client play, this section of the code here isn't running. If we switch over to the server, it should be running. There we go. As expected, it's running. And then furthermore, we can check to see when this starts running. So if I move this over here, there we go. We can see that it's running over on the server, adding the input. So with that in mind, I want to see if it's properly queuing the input with this function. So we'll go over here. We'll move this print statement over to here and check to see what sort of input vector it is consuming. All right. Move that back over there. We should start seeing a bunch of print statements. Yep, alright. And if I move it, okay, so it looks like it's sending over to the function right here. And then this here, this move player isn't doing much. Okay. Let's see here. Consume input server side. So okay, there's a little bit of an issue here. So we're calling the consume input vector essentially twice right now. So we don't want to do that. Let's break this. There we go. And then we are using the normal add input vector with the pawn movement. Okay, there we go. We have our movement back. Except it's currently not breaking. As you can see, I think we can see why it's not breaking. It's because our input is accumulating and it's not resetting back down. So this is multicasted. All right. I have to get more water. All right, so we currently have this function set to multicast reliable. If I set to server, I believe last time we saw that it wouldn't run relative to our client. Yep, exactly. So then we'll keep this on multicast. Now we need to figure out how to properly reset this movement input vector to 0. So these should be used during movement update by the pawn or the movement component to prevent accumulation of control input between frames. Copies the pending input to the saved input vector. Get the last movement input vector. So actually I wonder, so we have this right here. Base pawn classes won't automatically apply movement. It's up to the user to do so in the tick event. Okay, so that means that we need to manually do it. All right, let's see here. So I'm gonna go back into here, start it again. So one thing to observe is the value staying the same. All right, it's not resetting. Why isn't it resetting? Because I believe that's the issue that we are running into. Let me try. So we have two consume movement input vector functions here. We'll break that one, we'll leave that one set, and then we'll actually take this one here. This one takes the pawn movement component, so that's the component right here. We'll see if this one, if we consume the input vector using this function, if it will reset it instead. So there we go, add that there, and then get our reference to the movement component. Here we go. This here, so we need to change that input right there. So we get that warning. All right, let's see what this looks like now. All right, so same thing. Input. So okay, I'm gonna check what, so parent class pawn, right? Not default pawn. Okay, so let's oh, that's good. Yeah, that's real good. Let's see, error. Field type Uber graph frame doesn't exist. What? I don't know what that kind of error is. try opening that project that I want to show off. All right. So in the meantime, oops. We will go and we will try searching up what the function specifically does here, because so do UE5 pawn movement component consume input vector not resetting to 0. Okay. So here we go. This is the official documentation. Not very useful actually, because we can just get all that info if we just like mouse over it. But here we go. We have something else down here. So these are all the functions regarding the pawn movement component. All right, so the movement happens right here. So we could try, instead of that, just calling add movement input, but this is, wait, no, it's calling move player, I mean. Controlling pawn's movement. Yeah, let's see what this says here. Wow, that's it, really. Add movement input. Let's check here. So I have a can't speak. We have deceleration, so we need some way to pretty much reset this value. Let's see here if we can override a function. No, nothing useful to override. Okay, this here. Let's see if this runs on the server, and then we'll move player. There we go. Just move the player like normal. So this rotate vector. Here we go. Break that link, compile. Interesting. So undo that. Oh, I have a version of 5.0. Okay, good. Wait, hold on. There we go, update the project back. Come on, SVN, revert the changes. Alright, there we go, update. Again. Okay. So let's open up our game that I'm going to show off. but in Unreal 5.0. We got editor. It's gonna be at the top. There we go. All right. Wow, there's my live stream. And you have one view. Oh, no, there's one view. One view on Twitch, and it's just yourself. Alright. What's going on? Why isn't anything opening up? There we go. Okay. Alright, so, you know what? This function here. Whoops, not that function. Make that full screen. Okay, so we're gonna actually revise this. So we're gonna do it probably more properly here. So down here on the move player, I'm not gonna use add input vector. We are actually going to do something else. So let's go here. Let's go. No, wait, no. What's going on? What is going on? It needs to be resetting. It can't be accumulating. While that takes for it to open up, so we have the add input here. So this runs on the server side. It adds the movement input server side. Okay. Then our movement tick server side again. I'm actually gonna try something else here. Turn off replication here. Alright. Anyways. Just convert in place. It's the same version, trust me. Alright, so made some changes. So now it's running both on the server and the client, so we can see that only the server is accumulating the input as we expected. Okay, so we want the input vector to be running on the server because we want the player to be moving server side and have that replicated to the client. Except for some reason the replicate movement isn't doing anything like it's supposed to. Make sure that these components are all replicating. Yeah, that's good. Okay. try replicating that component too, but I don't think that's going to do anything. Yeah. What? I searched Unreal Engine 5, consume input vector not resetting, and then it gives me a bunch of results about enhanced input? Okay. Pending. Come on. What? No. Get pending input vector. Come on. Here, let me get pending input vector. So the pawn movement component. All right. Click play and nothing, huh? Okay. Let me check something real quick. We'll ignore that warning for now, because we don't want to really move it around. And okay, let me. All right. I think I know what we need to be doing now. So, all right, we'll keep this. Keep that there, so we'll rearrange this a little bit. We're gonna break that. We'll move the print right there as well, right in front of it. There we go. And then we don't need this value. What we need is this one. Get pending input vector. Put that there so we can see what the pending input vector is. compile, and then when we move the player, we'll go back down here, change this to multicast so that it moves on all on everybody's screen. And I think we're still gonna have a floaty behavior. Oh, nope, there we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's good. So as you can see now, on the server side, we have the input vector working as we expect. So when I release the key, it becomes 0, and it goes only up to a maximum of 1. Alright. So there we go. I think that's good now. We'll make sure we update these comments here. So server plus client side. There we go. Save. Let me check. Let's see if it works as well on the single player side. So if we do that, yes, it still doesn't work on single player. So let's check back at the debugger. So we have base player 0 spawned, and it's running the authority code. That seems very odd. Oh, we have stuff printing out. Okay, but it doesn't seem like it's responding to inputs. So let's see if it is. So there you go. We have basic movement input. Yeah, interesting. It's not. So the enhanced input's currently not working on standalone. That's weird. Yeah, 1 second. Let's get that fixed real quick. I think I might actually have an idea. If we find, yes, the possessed function, so that runs server side, but that's not it. Okay. Blueprint. Okay, let's see here. Checking real quick the official documentation for how the enhanced input works. Alright, so event begin play. So do we have an event? We don't have an event begin play, so let's do that. There we go. And I'll just comment that. Oops. Comment this. There we go. Rename it to begin play. Server plus client. There we go. Because begin play runs everywhere pretty much. Alright. So I'm just going to pretty much be taking this from the official Unreal documentation. So what we want is to get a controller. There we go. That gets the controller currently controlling the spawn here. Yeah, I'm gonna make this a little different. No, we're not gonna be using that. So we're gonna be using the event possessed. I'm gonna expand it a little bit. There we go. So add a sequence, and then is player controller. So or we want this to only run code if it's a player controller. If it is, then we're going to be making a new function called possess client. There we go. Replicate this onto the owning client, make it reliable, and then right here we'll do possess client. So this will essentially act as our event possess code, except it's intended to run on the client side, so on the owning actor pretty much. Owning client, that is. This is so that we can get a local player controller. So local viewing player controller, that would work. So I can just get player controller though. So get player controller, not that one, not the get controller function. There we go. All right. So do a cast to player controller just in case. Do a cast to our main player controller. Just because we're working multiplayer, might as well do this. We'll set to peer cast because we're pretty. Actually, no, we won't do it. We'll do impure. So the difference between peer and impure, as you saw there, is it removed the execute nodes. So it's a nice little shorthand, convenient way to get it done. So we're going to be getting the enhanced. I can't spell. There we go. Okay. So this is the enhanced input local player subsystem, and it has a nice function. Add input mapping context right there. So what this is it's pretty much one of the many subsystems as a part of Unreal Engine. Sorry, my camera's off. There we go, that's better. Alright, so anyways, yeah, the enhanced input player subsystem is the subsystem, so we're going to go with our test input mapping for now. So the way that just Unreal Engine works is with multiple different subsystems. So you have the enhanced subsystem, enhanced input local player subsystem. Then you have there's a online session subsystem, for instance. There's a few others, so like a bunch of core backend subsystems that could vary depending on your implementation. We'll be working probably with the online subsystem later on when we start implement stuff like lobby finding and whatnot. So yeah. Alright, this anyways should ensure that we get input added. There we go. Okay, now that looks better. So now we're moving around as expected. So, and just to be sure, there we go. Yep, we're on standalone. Alright, so that's good. So now we finished up some of the issues from last week. Let's begin with starting to incorporate some of the other gameplay elements. So one thing I noticed first, I'm going to move this camera back just a little bit. Alright, there we go. Alright, now let's get more of a test map going here. So there we go. That's a better top-down view. Delete that test cube, and then we'll put this player start here. Right on a little platform here. So now it looks like at least I'm going around the player start. I can shift F1 to release the mouse. You can see if the sphere here is actually on the ground, which it's not. So let's see here. Let's see if we can change that player height. So I'm over here in the project settings. I'm going to search player. No, it doesn't look like it. Huh. Okay, well, what I could do is go... Oh, I can't do that. Okay. Instead of placing the player start point, why not instead place a camera actor at the exact spot you need to be in play? What? Oh. Duh. Okay. I guess we can just probably move this down a bit as well. So quick Google search reveals there's nothing really that you can do. What we could try, of course, is actually making an instance. So I'm gonna do that here real quick. We'll make a blueprint class. We'll search for player start. There we go. Base player start. And then we'll right click this, replace selected actors with base player start. There we go. So now we have our own custom player start code that we can work with. Got some already includes stuff there. That's fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the constructor and see if I can change the capsule size. So height, set capsule half height. That's what we want. So this player, let's see here. Let's see what the height is. So I'm going to go into the right viewport. There we go. And then we are in base units of 10. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 is supposedly the half height, but I don't think that's the actual half height. You can try that. We can try 50. So 50 half height. Compile. Didn't like that. It's not blueprint. Oh, come on. Really? Really? I can't change the height. Can I add an exponential height? Fog. Alright, so, you know, instead of that, we're going to go and just make a little quick thing here. So I have a sphere. Let's add a collision sphere. So, sphere collision. There we go. Collision check, pretty much. So we're going to go here. There we go. Make sure matches roughly. Yep, exactly 50 actually. So there we go. Now, I'm going to make it so that when the player spawns, it's always on the ground. Going to do it with a simple little trick. So, going to add a sphere trace by channel. Pretty much start at wherever this actor position is. So actor, world, location, actor, location, actor location. There we go. And then actor location plus z minus like 1000 or something like that. Let me check that the dimensions are right. Yep. Okay. So now it'll look straight down and see where the first collision is. Now we'll take this collision check. We'll get the radius. So get scale sphere radius. There we go. Put that there. Trace channel visibility. So anything that's visible, we don't want the sphere to be clipping through. We don't do trace complex. Don't really need that right now. I'm gonna turn down that music a little bit. All right, there we go. So we move the sphere trace by channel, and then we'll get the out hit. So I'm gonna go break hit result here. One thing that we need is this location of the hit in world space. So then I just set actor location to that location. All right, now to test this out, we could drag it onto the level here, drag it up a little bit, and there we go. Exactly as anticipated, the actor will always remain on the ground, pretty much. So I can't lift it up at all. If I drag it out there, then it sort of glitches out. I just press it. So, okay, we can delete that. And if we click play, we should be on the ground. It didn't spawn anything. Let me try. Let's delete that place start and retry. Add another place start. Why isn't it spawning? Or pawn? What? Delete this because we don't actually need that. So I'm not sure what's going on right now. We don't have anything in the game mode, so we haven't messed around with how the players spawn in yet. So then why don't we have anything spawning? Switch it back to the client mode, maybe. What? Whatever, come on. I guess we're not going to be showing that project off. Ooh, that's some multiple player spawns. Come on, spawn the player. What? Here's the main game mode, which is base of the game mode. Game mode is subclass of game mode based act behaves like a multiplayer message based game. Yes, that's what I want. Yeah. Yeah, so I click play and then it doesn't do anything. All right, so let's I guess good time to implement the basic game mode now, cuz just decide it's not going to work. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to add init start spot. There we go. So this will give us a player controller and an actor, which is where the player is going to spawn. So what we're going to do is we're going to spawn ourselves an actor from the class. We will get the player default pawn. There you go. So default pawn class, get default pawn class. Drag that right over there. New start spot. There we go. We'll get the world transform. Get act or transform. I meant to say. There we go. All right. Move that there. All right, and then set our owner up. Here we go. And then add possess. No, that's not what we want. We want. So this is our controller. We're going to possess this. There we go. So let's see if this fixes our problem. It doesn't. Why doesn't it? Okay, you know what? This code here. Just break it, honestly. Oh wow, now it works. Kind of. Alright, so you know what? This code 2, we're not gonna do that quite yet. Okay, there we go. We're back at square one. Yeah, I don't know how to set the height of the player. So, like, if I search height, for instance, got a bunch of filming stuff, navigation mesh. Okay. No, that's not helpful. I don't know why I can't set the dimensions of the player start. So I guess as an alternative, we check here, we check the capsule component, we can see that the capsule half height is 92, jeez. You can look at let's see if we can look at the C++ code. Player start. Alright. So class indicates a location where the player can spawn when the game begins. To take more control, you can override the virtual find player start or choose player start functions. That's just the basic stuff. Okay. Again, nothing about the player height. Might as well submit that as like an issue or something. the source code. All right. So what we'll do instead, we'll go back to our base player and we'll just set the dimensions to 92. So sphere radius 92. There we go. And then we'll just scale this up. So go over here to scale. Okay, never mind. We'll go to perspective and then scale. Hello. Ah, yes, we can't scale it because it's the root object. So we're gonna change up our inheritance here real quick. There we go. We'll just do that pretty much, and then now we can scale it. So collision check. This is radius 92. We'll set up some construction code actually. So this here, there we go. Get that out here. So we know that the default radius of the sphere mesh that we're using is 50. So we'll just set the scale to pretty much like 92 or 50 or something like that. You'll see right here what we'll do. So set relative scale 3D. There we go. Collision check. So actually we have it down here, get scaled radius, and then so this will be like 92 divided by 50. Put that there, and then we'll put a little comment here. 50 is default sphere radius. All right, click compile. There we go, exactly what we want. So now, regardless of what the sphere radius is, it will always be equivalent. So if I want to increase this, I can increase it and I'll scale accordingly. So let's set it back to 92. There we go. All right, a little fix there. So now when we click play, we should be on the ground. I'm not going to test that out though. What we will be doing though is, at least what we want to do next, I guess, is figure out why there isn't any shadow. I don't understand that. So this sphere here. So it's movable. That. Sometimes I can't speak. There could be an issue with the scalability. So engine scalability settings, we are in Epic. Yeah, again, I'm not sure why there's no shadow showing up. Alright. Anyways, the next thing that we want to do, let's get some little bit of ambient lighting going on here. So I think actually to sort of add a little bit to the level, what? Okay, that should have added a sky drop. We're not in Android mode. We have an exponential height fog, but as far as I can tell, nothing is popping up. So check back out the directional light. Atmosphere sunlight, yes, it's turned on. Alright, let's see if we increase the height of the fog. No, it's not doing anything. Imager cloud. Why isn't it anything like showing up? Oh, great. We have 2 main menu maps. Let's delete this one. Or not. Okay. Is this like... Alright. Whatever. So, I'm going to add a post-process volume right here. And we're going to turn on infinite extent. So, we're going to be controlling a few values here with this. I want to check here real quick. So, project settings. Go down rendering. There we go. Let me see what lighting is sending. Ah, yes, we're on forward shading. Okay, that could be some of the issues why we aren't seeing like anything. And we want to stay on forward shading just because we're going to be working with like mobile. So with that in mind, let us search for global illumination. There we go. So check that. Oh, just kidding. There's no global illumination. Indirect lighting color. Intensity. So if I increase the intensity of the indirect lighting. Nothing. What? What? Hello? Skylight leaking. I think I want to turn that on. Go into our little detail lighting mode. Let's see here. Huh, seems a little bit problematic. Yeah. I've had a point light here, okay. That seems mostly working. Alright. Oh boy, that's some there's some shadow bias issues. That's kind of weird. Alright, let's go back. Let's start on the next thing. So project layout, yeah. There's our notes. Here we go. This is our plan. Alright, so I think the next thing that we would want to do is do some, I guess, level design. Just for like a basic testing level here. I'm going to go click this little button right here into this for viewport mode. We'll delete our testing cube because we don't really need that. There we go. And go to the modeling tools. Oh boy, there's some debug info or something like that. Alright, so yeah, first thing that we're going to be doing, we're going to need to make sure that the player doesn't leave. So we'll add a box here. We'll scale the box. There we go, make it kind of big. 10,000, and then we'll keep that like 1,000. And the height, we'll just double the height. Nothing, oops, not 20, 200, there you go. So let me go into unlit mode here so I can see it a little bit better. There we go, nice, and actually that's a little too big. And yeah, let's make it smaller. Let's not go too big. So if I set to 1,000, it's too small. Set to 2,000. I think the size was 5,000 for our ground. Maybe not. Yeah, you can see here. So we can move it in position. There we go. Okay, so 5,000, 4,000, 3,000. I think that's the size. Oh, I guess it was 2,000. All right, so yeah, we'll just set this to 2,000. Actually, no, we'll set it to 3,000. Just watch what we're going to be doing. So just a reminder that that's, yep, okay, 1,000. And then materials, let's make a material real quick. So if we go to content, make a new folder. Materials, there we go. And then another folder. This will be like map materials, pretty much. Just call it that. All right, new material. So out of bounds map. There we go. All right. Now, just for testing purposes, we'll just keep it as this sort of black material. Put that right there. Here we go. And then it's a new asset location current folder. So let's go back to our meshes folder here. There we go. And then we'll go with map. Test map. There we go. And then now we can save into the current folder. We click accept and out of bounds. Click save. There we go. Now we have our out of bounds. Go back to lit. Realize it didn't set the material or something. Okay, actually no, we need to. There we go. Alright. There we go. Now I have a little out of bounds rectangle. So I'm going to position this right along the edge of our floors here. Let's set change in mode to 100 so we can move it around easier. I'm going to duplicate it now. All I do is press Alt and then I drag in the direction I want it to go. Alright. There we go. And as you can see, this is what I'm doing. Move this there. Alright, alright. And then move it there. Alright, there we go. Now we have a little enclosure here. Still have some issues with the lighting. I'll get that fixed, I promise. Alright, let's see how it is. There we go. Oh, why is it dragging? Oh boy. Why is it dragging? That's probably because it's clipping on the ground. So let's go back. We'll fix that here real quick. So go back to our blueprints, our player, base player. So we have our collision check here. That's at 92. Let's just set to a 90 here real quick. Compile that. All right. Click play. That should be a little bit better. Okay, it's not better. What? Player collision. Okay, it's not clipping through. What is why it was working before. What is it doing now? What is this? Let's go back to standalone and see if it works. Oh, standalone's fine. Oh, it doesn't do any collisions, but it's fine. Alright, so collision presets. We want this to be a pawn. There we go. So that should fix up the movement. There we go. So now we're stuck in our little level we got here. And as you can see, our little player here is very quite visible as we move around. A little bit covered up in the back there. So let's improve that actually. I know that our replication code's all messed up. So save this. There we go. All right. So I'm going to make a material parameter collection. So what we're going to do with this is it's pretty much a global collection of materials. I'm not going to save it here. What am I doing? What I'm going to do is store the player position. So parameter collections. There we go. So material, parameter collection, player, mat, collection. There we go. So vector values. So we're going to add one vector player position. There we go. All right. And then let's see here. So next up, we need to update the player position. So back into our blueprint, our base player here, go back to the event graph, and then we want to update it only on the remote. So we're going to drag down here, we're going to add a little comment. Update material parameter collection. Expand that out a bit. All right. So rendering material set vector parameter value on our collection. Put that into the remote, player position. One more thing we're gonna do. We're gonna move this actually into its own custom event. Update there we go, update material parameters. Now we're going to replicate this onto the owning client. Now this is important because we want it only to run on the owner of this object. We don't want it to be running on any other clients. Otherwise, then it'll be getting like the incorrect vector information pretty much. So make a linear color, expand this out. There we go. And then get actor location. And then we'll just expand this out to, here we go. And then put the X into the R, Y into G, and Z into B. We'll leave the alpha alone. So there we go. That should update when we start running the game. Now back to the out of bounds material. We're going to actually change this mode. So down here in the shading model, actually not the shading model. Yeah, is the shading? No. So blend mode. I'm going to make it, let's see here, no, not pre-multiply. We're going to make it, I guess, yeah, modulative. Actually, no, mask. Mask is going to be nice and optimized. So, all right, we have an opacity mask. So now, let's get our material parameter collection. So materials, parameter collections, drag this in here, select the parameter name, player position. There we go. So now, what we also need is the world position of the pixel pretty much. So absolute world position. There we go. We'll see this expression outputs the current pixel position in world space. So we can visualize by putting it into the emissive. So if we do that, we will see. There we go. That it is the world position pixel world space blah blah blah. All right. So yeah, that's what we need. So break that. And then we'll add a scalar value. This will be our view radius or something. Actually, no, we'll make this, we'll delete that. We'll make this a parameter. So scalar parameter, view radius. And then we'll make it, let's say 10. All right, there we go. All right, back to our material here. Copy this, get our view radius. I misspelled radius. Alright. There we go, our view radius of 10 or whatever. So now we need to compare the player position to the absolute world position relative to the view radius. So one way that you can do this, of course, is by subtracting. So we'll do player position minus absolute world position. Then we can get the length of that. And then let's do, so completely visible or completely invisible. That's the opacity mask. We'll do an if statement then. So do if right here, there we go. So if this length is, let's see here, so if our length is greater than 10, then we want an opacity mask of 1. If it is less than or equal to it, then we want 0. Now we just drag them to opacity mask, and we see that there's a bunch of errors that it doesn't like. Oh, because this, okay, one thing, component mask, RGB, there we go. Got to convert the 4 vector into the 3 vector, and there we go. Now it's what we want. There we go. One more thing, we're going to change this actually to, let's do 125, I believe. Alright, let's see how this looks. Ah, yes, it does nothing. Alright, let's see here. We can do some testing here real quick. Back into our window here, though it's down here. Oh, why is this taking such a long time? There you go, put that into the base color. Or actually, just put this into base color, actually, honestly. There we go. So now this is the difference between the player position and the pixel position. So if we click play, should be, it's not changing. It's not changing at all. Gosh darn it. Alright. No. What? Why is it, there's no windows over there. Alright. 1 second, hold on, my computer's dragging windows around into... Okay, hold on. What's going on? What is going on? Oh, that's what's going on. That window isn't positioned correctly. Okay. Drag that. Okay, there we go. Click settings. There we go. System. This goes down here. What in the world? What in the world? Hold on. Okay. There we go. That goes there. That goes there. Apply. I don't know why it had it all changed up. That's my monitor layout. All right. Okay, now, back to what we were doing before. So we need to make sure this update material parameters is running, which it isn't. So sequence. So no, we'll just, so we weren't actually running the function. So now if we click play, we should see that it is indeed running now. And okay, that looks better. It's still not doing the masking effect like we wanted it to. So, but at least it's updating the position, as you can see. The colors are relative to our player position. So, now with that in mind, we'll check what the value of this if statement is actually. So apply. Okay. So what about this length here? Base color. Here we go. Alright, so this length. Okay, so actually it's kind of interesting. Kind of peculiar. Where's my mouse? There we go. So I'm going to eject this. Let's go back into lit mode. So it's not all... Okay, it's working a little bit, but not enough. So I think we need to increase the radius. 125. Let's try 200. Now if we click play. Ah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Yeah. Let's make it a little bit more. Like 300 or something. And then this here, we can change this back to that. So apply, save our material. There we go. Click play. Here we go. Okay, now when we go near the edge, we have a little masking effect there so that we can see our player character through the walls pretty much. I'm gonna angle the camera a little bit. There we go. It should make the a little bit better. There we go. Okay, a little more top down. You can see the players still. All right, that's pretty good. I like that. All right, so in the little bit of time we have left, let's get started on, I guess, our sort of weapon ability. So go out here, player. Let's see here. We have inputs, map assets, player. I think we need new items, a new folder. We'll just call this props. Anything that like the player can hold, I guess. Don't really have the holding mechanism, I guess, set up quite yet. So sort of probably need to work that out. So let's create a new blueprint, make an actor. Actually, no, we'll not make an actor. We'll delete that. New blueprint. So let's see here. Let's make it a component. Make it a stack mesh component. Yeah, we'll do that. So, weapon component. There you go. So nice thing about the weapon component. Oh, okay. We need to set up. No, let's not do a weapon component like that. Make an actor, yeah, sure. Weapon actor. Alright. We're gonna make an actor because then at least this way we can easily, in blueprints, set up a lot of different components. Like, for instance, we're gonna start with the cube here. So we're gonna make the cube. Here we go, make it top down. Okay, we're on base 100. Let's go back to 10. So make the cube, like, say, a little sort of rectangle like this. Here we go. And then we'll make that the scene root. No, we won't make that the scene root, actually. We'll keep this the way it is because we want the cube to be offset so that we can, like, maybe rotate it pretty much around this point here. So we'll leave the default scene root as is. We'll keep the cube there, and then we'll add a scene, and we'll call this emission point. There we go. Put that right on the edge. There, compile that. And then right here, we'll also make sure we replicate it. So just like before, replicate the movement. We'll replicate the components as well. Replicate them all. There we go. All right, so now we have a basic weapon pretty much. So something that we're gonna be shooting lasers out of. Yeah, let's improve the scale a little bit. There we go. All right, so something good for just basic testing pretty much. Our weapon actor. Now we can add the weapon actor to our character here. So the way to do that, we're gonna have to do a child actor. There we go. Weapon actor. Gonna add it to attach it to our sphere, and then set the child class to our weapon actor class. There we go. Now we got a little thingy going off on our sphere. I'm gonna make it like a cannon. I think that's good. Ooh, yeah, I like that. Actually, looks pretty neat. Yeah. All right. Now, if I go and I click play here, the input's not working again. So, that might be a simple fix though. Just set this to no collision because we don't want this sort of thing to be colliding with anything. On the same note, we're gonna turn off collision on this object here. No collision. There we go. All right, there we go. That fixed it. So, as you can see though, it doesn't do anything. Our little weapon cannon, which is improperly lit. You really need to fix the lighting. It's gonna be an issue. So let's change that. So let's go back, check our enhanced input settings here. So what we want to make sure is we have some sort of secondary two-dimensional vector, like the mouse or say the right joystick on a controller, to control that turret, to rotate it pretty much. So let's go back to our blueprints, inputs, main input mapping. There we go, mappings. So player movement. All right, so it looks like we're gonna have to make another mapping. So do input action, player underscore looking. So this will be our input action for the player looking around. Make it a 2D vector, and then label it a looking vector for the player, something like that. Save that. All right, now go back out. Let's add it to our test input mapping here. So add another mapping, player looking right there, and then we'll set the input to the mouse XY 2D axis, and we'll add another one. So gamepad right thumbstick, we'll change this to the left because that's more typical. Left thumbstick 2D axis, and then gamepad right thumbstick 2D axis. Alright, and then there shouldn't be anything else that we need to modify in that sense. So checkout selected. Now we're going to go into the weapon actor actually, rather than the base player. We're going to consume the input on here. So let's do player underscore looking right there. So enhance input action player underscore looking, triggered and ongoing. So we're going to do when it's triggered actor rotation, set actor rotation, and then we're going to need to make some rotations. So how are we going to do that? Actually, it's not that difficult. So we grab our input action here, our action value really, and then make we need to make a vector 3 first. So make a vector. So there we go. We're gonna just split this right on the spot, put this into the X and Y values. Then we need to convert the vector into a rotator. So make rotator from axis and angle. That's not what we want, because what this will do is if we have like our axis here, it'll take the axis and then it'll rotate it relative to the angle. Wait, maybe that is what we want. Let's see if that's what we want. So if we do that, compile that, then click play, doesn't do anything. Alright, let's see here. Let's go back to the debugger mode. So it doesn't seem like it's receiving the input. Okay. Why is that? It's because of the way the input mechanism works. It doesn't necessarily automatically receive the input, so that's fine. We'll just move this out of here and then back into our base player here. Paste this here, so pretty much we'll be controlling any sort of input receiving from the base player. Now back into our weapon actor, we're going to make this into a server-side event pretty much. So custom event, update rotation. There we go. Run on the server reliably. Here we go. And then I'm going to add an input here. Vector 2D. Add an input there. Direction to point. So make sure you get very clear parameter names. There you go, put in that. There we go. Okay, compile that. Rename our event with proper spelling. Alright, and then back here. So you want the weapon actor here. We're going to cast the weapon actor. Actually, no, we're going to get the child actor. So there you get the child actor, and then we're going to cast it to our weapon actor. Then, from there, we need to call our update rotation. So right there, update rotation. And then we can just recombine that there, drag that there, compile. So now, if we click play, as you can see, it's running when I move the mouse. You can see the line there, it's going, but it's not rotating the turret, interestingly. Why isn't it doing that? Well, maybe we forgot to check that. That could be something. Let's check our net mode. So we're playing standalone, so it should run despite. So I'm presuming that there might be an issue with our code here. So let's do add a comment. There we go. We need to make sure that these values here are working correctly. So let's do a print string here. We will break these. We'll recombine it. There we go. Break it down here. X and Y. And there we go. Alright, compile that. Let's see here. So, let's get that additional print statements out of the way because we don't need those anymore. So that's right here. We can just delete this block here. Here we go. Alright. So now we can see that's the direction that it wants to point. But as you can see, the set actor rotation doesn't seem to be doing anything. It's kind of peculiar. So let's delete that. We'll actually print out the rotator itself. Let's see what sort of values it's trying to set up. That looks incorrect. So our pitch, roll, and yaw values, that's what they represent. That's not what they're supposed to be. So this function right here, that's not the right one that we need. We need make rot from X. So what this will do is it will create our rotator from the x-axis. So the x-axis is our forward axis. Let's check back out the weapon actor. Yep, x-axis is forward axis. So it will make a rotator from the x-axis, which should, yep, there we go. Okay. Oh boy, that's a bit sort of janky though. Look at how shaky it is. it's not really pointing in the direction that I want either. I mean, left and right seem to be fine. So let's, yeah, we can fix that too. So first off, the direction wasn't correct. That should just be a simple fix. We don't go down here to mouse X, Y, 2D axis. We want to flip the Y axis pretty much. So modifier, gonna do negate, and only the Y axis. We'll do the same thing with the controller input as well. Save that, and now, there we go. So now if I move the mouse down, it aims downwards. If I move it up, it goes upwards. It's still, though, still very sensitive. So let's go back here. We'll do another modifier, actually. We'll scale the, let's see here, response curve scaler. There we go. So we'll scale the input a bit along the X and the Y axis. We'll do 0.1. I think 0.1 will probably work out well. 0.1, and also 0.1. The scale actually, once we see it, okay, actually did do, helped out a little. No, not enough. So okay, the scale's not gonna help out. So what we are going to be doing instead is, let's go back here. Here we go. So we're using set actor rotation. Let's try something else. Let's try add actor rotation. Add actor world rotation. Let's see what this does. So if I go click compile, click add. Okay, that's definitely not right. So pretty much, there's another thing that we can do that'll probably be what we're going to be end up doing. So I'm going to add this set actor rotation, add that back. And then what we're going to do, we're going to go here, interp, r-interp2. So this is a nice convenient function here. We're going to need a delta time though, so we're going to add that into our inputs here, delta time. There we go. And then what it's going to do is we're going to have a target here, and then we're going to have a current rotation. So we're going to need to get actor rotation, get actor rotation. What it is going to do is over time, it's going to set our current rotation to whatever the target rotation is, with a nice sort of easing in and out. So it's going to be nice smooth movement. You just have to set up the interp speed. Start with just 1. So there we go. Click compile, and then one more thing, we have to go back into here, back into our function down. Where was it? Yes, here it was. So back to the update rotation, delta time. Let's get delta time. There we go. Nope, not that. Get the frame delta time in seconds. That'll work. There we go. It's just a shorthand for getting this event tick delta seconds right there. That should work for our purposes, and there we go. Now it's nice and smooth, but it's also very slow. Like, I have to keep dragging the mouse in that direction to move it all the way around. So let's go back and try adjusting the value. So I'm gonna make it smaller, 0.1. Click play, and since we got auto compile, it automatically compiles. Ooh, it's slower. All right, let's try 10. There we go. Compile, play. Ooh, yeah, that's good. I like that. I like 10 actually. That works out real well. So now we can move around. We can move the mouse around. Just move the mouse pretty much in the direction that we want to aim, and it will point in that direction. Now I'm gonna pull out my controller right here. So here we go. Here's a nice controller here, and it works pretty much the same way. Oh, actually, the direction's sort of incorrect on the controller side. So we'll go back here. We'll undo this and negate here. So just delete that. Save. Now if we click play, click into the window, there we go. I can move around. I can aim left, up, right, down, all around. It's nice and smooth too. And then, yeah, I think I really like this. Really smooth and responsive. Definitely need to sort of fix the lighting and the shading, see if we can get some better global illumination going on here. That'd be good. And then, but I think for now, I think we're good actually for this week too. So got quite a bit of things fixed, things resolved. Not everything's going to take the same length. Some things are going to be quicker than others, but yeah. So I think next time we'll see if we can fix the lighting. So let's see here. Let's go back onto our OneNote. There you go, progress here. So complete. All right. So I'm going to do a to do for next stream. So some notes that we need to do for the next time. So fix lighting. That's very important. We need to fix the lighting. What else? Build a basic level, pretty much. Something to pretty much test in. What else? Well, weapon shooting. That's something else that we should probably start to work on, pretty much. Getting the weapon to be able to shoot. Alright, so I think, yeah, that should be a good list for next week. Let's submit to our version control so that we make sure we have everything saved. So added player weapon, fixed a bit of movement replication, added map boundaries. There we go. I think that's a pretty good description of what we accomplished this live stream. And yeah, alright, thank you guys for stopping in to watch. Well, there we go. Yeah, one thing I do need to do is fix showcase project. That's just on my own. Fix the project that I want to show. See if that can get that working. But other than that, I think we're good for this week. Yeah. Should be should be live next week as well. And hopefully the week after that. A lot of exciting stuff to show and a lot of good progress to be made on the game. Hopefully we should have our basic, I think within July we should have sort of basic gameplay loop going on, where we could pretty much start the game in the level, have like a little countdown for the match time, shoot around, maybe make some basic AI to shoot or something like that. And then once we have that all pretty much settled out, then we'll start working on some UI specific stuff like the main menu. We'll also start incorporating the mobile side of our game as we go along. And then after that, probably some more complicated stuff like getting set up on Google Play. If we have some achievements, more advanced AI, a tutorial system, that sort of stuff. We'll see how far we get. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And let me go to the, oh, that's good. Yeah, all right. Here we go. Thank you guys for, stopping in by. Be sure to check out Quantum in general. Doing game development this summer, working on the full-on project laser tag. So that's going to be some exciting stuff to show off as we go along. Be sure to check out all the links there as well and whatnot. So, yeah. And regarding, I guess, Quantum Quantonium, my previous gaming channel, I should be doing, I don't know, OBS, why? No, okay, sorry. Regarding Quantum Quantonium, be transitioning that to more personal gaming content. Hopefully should start up a Friday live stream schedule regarding that. So if you're interested in watching me play some games, I guess, do some like stupid challenges or ridiculous challenges, fun challenges, I don't know. We'll see what that goes. Maybe I'll make a video actually. I haven't done that in a while. Yeah, alright, anyways, a lot of stuff ahead, so see you guys next time. Make sure you subscribe. Go to the end screen. Oh, I don't have an end screen. Wait, no, that is an end screen. Go to black, so goodbye.